She goes by many names: Ball, Raiden Shogun, A, the Electro Archon. No matter what you call her, one thing remains the same. She is incredible and she is coming back very soon. Hey FBG fam, Cody here, and in today's video I want to talk to you all about why, if you don't have the almighty Shogun already, you may want to strongly consider getting her now. I will go into detail why the Raiden Shogun is such a great character to add to your account, from her skills to her weapons, artifacts, and team comps. We will break it all down, as the Raiden Shogun is undoubtedly my most favorite character in the game of Genshin Impact, the one character I have invested the most time and resources into, so I hope I do her justice. Now, before we dive into it, I did want to take this opportunity to mention, if you do enjoy the video and find it to be somewhat useful, if you could do me a huge favor and hit that like button, as it helps this video get recommended more, which directly helps this channel grow. And if you are really enjoying the content and what I'm doing here on the channel, consider subscribing and joining the FBG family, as we are a tight-knit community and would love to have you be a part of it. Now then, with that being said, let's talk about the almighty one, the Electro Archon herself, the Raiden Shogun. Now, before we dive into her skills and her kits, I always like to do a bit of a background to give some context on these characters when they first release in the game of Genshin Impact. Now, with most, if not all, new characters that are about to be released in the game, there comes some form of controversy or negative press that they receive upon arrival. The Raiden Shogun was no exclusion, and in fact may have seen some of the worst of any character released up until that point, besides maybe Zhongli. With Inazuma and the arrival of the Electro Archon, all were in hopes of the Electro element as a whole would get a rework, as the reactions of Overload, Superconduct, and Electro Charge, albeit having their own usages, just could not compete with the more dominant reactions like Vaporize and Melt. The Electro Resonance was, and still is, a bit lackluster in comparison to the Geo or Pyro Resonance that offer much more with theirs. To all of our disappointments, Hoyoverse decided to leave the Electro element as is to this day. Now, the Electro element remaining the same was a letdown, but was not enough to cast a proverbial negative shadow on our Electric Queen, and then enters what I like to call Beidou Gate. Now, this is where things really went downhill, and many individuals started to tear the Raiden Shogun apart, trying to find any little flaw in her design to harp about. Now, just as a quick side note, I am on your side when I say that Beidou's ult should just simply work, but I understand why it doesn't, and I believe you can still pair the two and get some great synergy and benefits. Nonetheless, even with all the controversy, the Raiden Shogun debuted, and it was a massive hit, being, I believe, till this day, the #1 selling character and banner by a good margin, and everyone truly realizing how incredible of a character she truly is. But why is she so incredible? What makes her so good? Why does every content creator keep telling you, if you don't have the Shogun, grab the Shogun? Well, I'm glad you asked that question, because I hopefully have the answers for you. Let's go ahead and start with her kit and what she's actually doing for you and your account. Now, every character in the game is unique by their own rights, but there may be some slight similarities. That is why you may hear the term or phrase that is so popular in the game of Genshin Impact that goes something like this: well, he or she is just a 5-star, and then you can fill in the blank for yourself. Now, once again, the almighty Shogun was no exclusion to this, but it never really applied, because at the time that people were saying that, A was not in the game yet, which means people were saying that before they even got to try her out, which is extremely common. See, unlike some other characters, the Raiden Shogun is truly unique. Let's start with their elemental skill, Transcendence Baleful Omen. This skill allows the Raiden Shogun to unveil a shard of her euthymia, dealing electro damage to nearby opponents and granting nearby party members the Eye of Stormy Judgment. Now, when characters has the Eye of Stormy Judgment and deal damage to opponents, the Eye will unleash a coordinated attack, dealing AoE electro damage. Furthermore, the characters who gain the Eye of Stormy Judgment will have their elemental burst damage increase based on the energy cost of the elemental burst during the Eye's duration. Meaning characters who have a higher energy cost when paired with the Raiden Shogun is seen as somewhat of a positive and not so much as a detriment. Now for the Raiden Shogun's elemental burst, Secret Art Muso Shinsetsu. At first glance, the sheer amount of text of this elemental burst can be a bit overwhelming and a tad daunting, but do not fear. It is a lot simpler than it may seem. To put it simply, upon activation of the Elemental Burst, the Raiden Shogun will unleash Muso no Hirotachi and deal AoE electro damage. The Raiden Shogun goes from wielding her polearm to now wielding the powerful Muso Ishin in combat for a duration of 7 seconds. The damage dealt by activating the Elemental Burst and attacking with Muso Ishin will increase based on the number of chakra resolve stacks consumed. Now, while you are wielding Muso Ishin, normal charge and plunging attacks will be infused with electro damage which cannot be overridden. When you hit opponents while in this state, you will regenerate energy for all nearby party members. While wielding Muso Ishin, the Raiden Shogun's resistance to interruption is increased and she is immune to electro charge reaction damage. Furthermore, while in this state, your normal charge and plunging attack will be considered elemental burst damage. Last but not least, when your allies use their elemental burst, the Raiden Shogun will build up resolve stacks based on the energy cost of their elemental burst. A truly powerful elemental burst befitting of the Electro Archon. Now moving over to her passive 1, where if allies gain an elemental orb or particles, the chakra gains 2 resolve stacks. And for passive 2, every 1% over 100% energy recharge the Raiden Shogun possesses grants her 0.6% greater energy restoration from Muso Ishin and 0.4% electro damage bonus. Hence the reason why when building the Raiden Shogun you want to focus on energy recharge. Now let's move over to talking about the Raiden Shogun's constellations. Now keep in mind I am fully aware that most individuals will not be able to unlock them for quite some time, but I thought it would still be worth covering, and with this being her rerun, I figured some players may have the opportunity this time to snag a few, so let's talk about them. C1 is pretty decent as it allows your chakra to gain resolves even faster, which can lead to having your elemental burst hitting harder more consistently, especially paired with another electro character as the resolve gain will be increased by 80%. C2 is most certainly the highlight and desired constellations by all because what it does is simply nutty, I will not downplay it. C2, after activating your elemental burst and while you're in the Muso Ishin state, your attacks as the Raiden Shogun will ignore 60% of the opponent's defense. This is extremely significant as this makes the Raiden Shogun a very well-rounded and complete character. This constellation allows for Raiden to be not only a phenomenal support, but an exceptional damage dealer as well. C4 is a nice support constellation where after your elemental burst expires, your allies on the team will gain 30% attack bonus for 10 seconds. And lastly, C6 simply reduces the cooldown on your allies' elemental burst, so essentially you can proc them more often in a smooth rotation, which leads to more damage more frequently for your Raiden Shogun. When it comes to the Raiden Shogun's kit overall, in my opinion, it is simply one of the most cohesive in the game of Genshin Impact. From the elemental skill all the way to Constellation 6, everything flows and just simply makes sense. It all works very well together in a very seamless and effortless way, leading to the Raiden Shogun being one of the most user-friendly characters you can have. Support, damage dealer, versatility, great utility. The almighty Shogun truly shows why she is the Electro Archon. Now at this time, let's talk about weapons or polearms, which the Shogun is in no short of in terms of the ones that she can utilize effectively. Of course, she has her best in slot, the Engulfing Lightning, which is having its first rerun alongside Raiden's Banner and the Everlasting Moonglow. This weapon, of course, is far and away her most applicable as its substat is Energy Recharge and increases her damage based off of her Energy Recharge, making the Engulfing Lightning simply the perfect fit, but her signature weapon is not the only polearm that she wields effectively. Other 5 stars that she can take advantage of include but not limited to the Skyward Spine as a substat is Energy Recharge, or to a lesser degree the Primordial Jade Winged Spear or Calamity Queller. In terms of the 4 stars, she has an especially good polearm in the catch that with enough time you can R5 and it fit perfectly with your Raiden Shogun. Other 4-star options include the Wavebreaker's Fin, Favonius Lance, Prototype Star Glitter, Deathmatch, and the Black Cliff Pole are all decent options. When it comes to artifacts, it is very simple and straightforward in my opinion. 4-piece Emblem of Severed Fate, hands down the best artifact set you can place on your Raiden Shogun, as it is quite literally tailor-made for her. The 2-piece provides energy recharge by 20%, and the 4-piece increases elemental burst damage by 25% of energy recharge, and that's up to a maximum of 75%. When it comes to the stats of your artifacts, your main goal first and foremost should be energy recharge, and then of course the usual crit rate, crit damage, and attack are all great. Now for your sands, you should go energy recharge. The goblet, you can go either attack percent or electro damage bonus. Now personally, in my opinion, if you are building energy recharge sufficiently like you should be, then remember with the Raiden's second passive where every 1% over 100% energy recharge will give you electric damage bonus. So realistically with enough energy recharge, you should have enough electro damage bonus to where you can run an attack percent goblet and be better off. Then for the circlet, either crit rate or crit damage based off of what you need more of stat wise and ratio wise. The versatility of the Raiden Shogun and the utility she brings to any team is some of the best in Genshin. One of the strongest teams that you can create is the Raiden national team, consisting of Xiangling, Xingqiu, Bennett, and the Raiden Shogun at the core. This team absolutely shreds. A team that will hyper carry you through any content in the game if you are struggling. Another great team consists of the Raiden Shogun alongside Kujo Sara, which will be in the rerun banner as well as a nice addition. Alongside the Raiden Shogun and Kujo Sara, throw in a sprinkle of Kazuha or Sucrose and a dash of Zhongli, and you have yourself an amazingly well-rounded team. The Raiden Shogun fits or even excels on many different team comps because of the support she provides. Being a battery and having your allies' normal attacks and ults hit harder, all while being able to do comparable damage yourself, are all valuable traits you can use on any team. All in all, the Raiden Shogun is a fantastic character that can truly bolster your account and take you to new heights. If you were thinking about picking her up, I say go for it, and I don't believe you'll regret it for 1 second. But I will advise test running her first to see if you enjoy her gameplay and the way she plays. I get asked all the time, who is my most favorite character in Genshin Impact? It is without a question the Raiden Shogun, and I hope I did her justice in today's video. Now once again, if you did enjoy today's video, dropping a like helps out tremendously, and subbing is greatly appreciated. Also, if you want to support the channel a little further beyond, you can click the link in the description down below that is to the sponsor of the channel, Gamer Subs. Go over to Gamer Subs and use code Further Beyond Gaming at checkout to get 10% off everything in the store. You can pick yourself up a spicy waifu cup, waifu shirt, waifu hoodie, or the amazing gamer subs that they have available that will give you all day long lasting energy and is all organic. Anyways guys, I love you all and appreciate you all. Remember to stand out, be different, have fun, go further beyond in everything that you do. Once again, my name is Cody. I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.